Excuse me, but I think you're in the wrong place.
The man standing in front of me said in a cold tone. I bet he didn't really realize it was rude. He spoke monotonously, like a machine. I was having a great time just moments ago. How did it come to this? Our first family vacation in a while took an unexpected turn. My name is John Mitchell. I'm an average office worker with a wife and daughter. I'm nearing retirement soon, and once I retire, I just want to relax with my wife. When I say I got married at 37, some might think that's a bit late. I have focused solely on my job since joining the company, never really considering marriage. I thought living alone was just fine. Then one day, I suddenly found myself on an arranged date. My nosy aunt took it upon herself to set it up, seeing me alone for so long. She shouldn't have. I felt reluctant, but I didn't want to be rude and cancel, so I had no choice. And that's when I met Catherine. I fell for her at first sight. She was around my age, a very calm and kind-hearted woman. She must have been raised with a lot of love. She had a serene personality, and that made me feel safe. I made an aggressive move on her, started dating, and a year later, she became my wife. Oddly enough, though I'd never been interested in starting a family before, after getting married, I started thinking that I would like to have children. She felt the same, and we tried everything to have a child. But life was tough, and even at the age of 40, we still hadn't conceived yet. Around this time, we began volunteering to foster rescued dogs and cats, taking care of them as if they were our own children. We had almost given up on having children when my nosy aunt approached us again. She brought up adoption through an acquaintance who worked at an orphanage. By then, we were in our mid-40s and felt uneasy about raising a child, but we thought it might be our last chance and visited the facility. That's where we met Sarah. The first time I saw her, I thought she resembled my wife. She was just 2, but she had a calm demeanor and was just so cute. And so, she became our beloved daughter. Without the usual transition to parenthood, it was quite an adjustment for us. We sought advice and listened to stories from experienced parents, and we found out there was a big difference between knowing and doing. Together, with its ups and downs, we raised her. 14 years later,
Time sure flies.
my wife said, gazing at our now adult daughter, Sarah, I'm just grateful she grew up healthy. Sarah, influenced by her mother, grew up to be a kind woman who loves animals. She's currently attending a university with a veterinary program, aspiring to be a vet. Despite our busy lives with work, school, and daily chores, we decided to take a family vacation this summer. Coordinating with Sarah's summer break, I applied for summer vacation at work. Combining her 16th birthday celebration, we booked a famous luxury hotel in a mountain resort in the Rockies. It's okay to be luxurious every once in a while, right? Sarah mentioned moving out after graduation, so we may not be able to go on family trips for a while. The day finally arrived, and we were all excited. First of all, we headed to a bird sanctuary in the Rockies. We listened to the tour guide's detailed commentary as we observed the wildlife. It was a place my wife had always wanted to visit. Watching her get so engrossed like a child, I felt contented and thinking, I'm glad we came here. Next, at Sarah's request, we visited a horse riding club. Riding a horse was one of her dreams, so it finally came true for her. While I was taking a delightful photo of her, I felt nostalgic thinking how she has grown, and I felt tears welling up in my eyes. Maybe it's my age, but I've become more emotional lately. I wonder if I could hold back my tears if she ever got married. As the sun set, we finally headed to the hotel. This is incredible. As we stepped into the hotel, I couldn't help but let out a sigh. It was truly lavish. A sparkling chandelier hung from the ceiling. The spacious lobby was lined with luxurious sofas and tables. I wonder if we're out of place here, I whispered to myself. When I glanced at Catherine, my wife, she looked tense and was seeing the surroundings. She must have been feeling nervous. I'll go check us in. Just sit tight. I left our bags with them and headed to the front desk. It seemed to be peak season, as there was a long line at the desk. After waiting for a while, it was finally my turn. I gave my name to the female staff at the desk, but she looked confused. She asked me for my name and phone number again. After providing it, she said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Mitchell, but I can't find any reservation under your name for today." Panicking, I showed her the confirmation email I received from the booking website. "I definitely booked for 3 of us today. Could you please check again?" As I was pleading, a man came out from behind the front desk. His name tag read manager. The manager listened to the female staff, then looked at me with a skeptical face and said,
Excuse me, sir. Are you sure you're at the right place?
For a moment, I didn't understand what he meant. "Huh? I'm sure it's this hotel."
We are a luxury hotel, you know. You've got some nerve coming and dressed like that.
The manager stared at me a once over from head to toe. I see what he means. Indeed, my attire didn't match the upscale ambience of the place. I was wearing an old t-shirt and pants splattered with some mud. There was a reason for my appearance. You see, there was a little accident at the horse riding club. Just when we were about to leave, it started raining heavily with thunder, so we rushed for shelter. However, Sarah spotted some staff members trying to round up the distant horses and rushed over to help. I quickly followed her, and together with the staff, we managed to get the horses to safety, but not before getting completely drenched. Fortunately, we had spare clothes in our bag. She changed into a dress, and I into my old t-shirt, but I didn't have spare pants, so I just wiped them off with a towel and headed straight to the hotel. I tried to explain to the manager, "I'm sorry for the way I look, but we do have a reservation," but he didn't seem to listen.
Therefore, I think this reservation is for the